Good morning, beloveds. The opening canon of the Texas Renaissance Festival went off 8 minutes ago, and I'm not there. And I'm feeling all my feelings about that. So, there's a possibility that the only 2 weekends I'll be there is Halloween, because my brother will be here, and the closing day, the closing afternoon. That's it. And it is what it is. I am all in my feelings about it, though. All right, it is October 7th. Our title is Thou Shalt Walk in Thy Way Safely. And our author is Nora Smith Holm. It is from the Runner's Bible from 1913. And it's a shorty, so we'll see. All right, thou shalt walk in thy way safely. She does start out with 2 Bible quotes. Whosoever keepeth the commandment shall know no evil thing. And that is Ecclesiastes 8:5. And then the second quote is, the eternal God is thy dwelling place, and underneath are the everlasting arms. Deuteronomy 33:27. And now we know where Emerson got it from. No one has the daring to deny that there is a power protecting and caring for them. This much is universally admitted, but more is revealed to the seeker after truth. They know that this power is from the Creator, the one, the only power. That's from Romans 13:1. Therefore limitless. And they firmly believe, one must believe, must know, that as easily as the river carries the little bark down the stream, so will Spirit carry them in its bosom throughout all of their experience. And that's it. That's all Nora has to say in that particular passage. It's possible he mentions that there's no copyright in effect, so it's possible that you could look the Runner's Bible up. It may be available on PDF online, so you can see what else she has to say about that. But through all of their experience, if you're familiar with the serenity prayer, footprints in the sand, that's what I'm talking about, where there's 2 sets of footprints, and then there's one point, there's only one set of footprints, and the person goes to God and says, well, okay, why did you leave me here? And God says, I didn't leave you, I carried you. So, I think that's kind of the same thing that Nora's saying here. It's like, look, Spirit can't guarantee that you're not going to have unpleasant experiences. There are no guarantees like that in life. You know, there is no power on earth that can guarantee that you won't have unpleasant experiences. But the one power that is on earth and everywhere else guarantees that even while you are having unpleasant experiences, you won't be alone. And some days, that's all we can ask for. To know that when we're in the midst of a non-preferred experience, as a counselor friend of mine said one day, and I like that, a non-preferred experience, is to remember that we're not alone. To remember that there is something that we can turn to. And when we turn to it, when we turn to the only power that there is, then that's the first step in getting out of this non-preferred experience. You know, that's life in the material world. It you know, we make choices, and choices have consequences, and our choices have consequences for others. And so that's one of the things why it's important to go back and remember that the oneness, you know, because the choices that I make don't just affect me. They will affect my partner. They will affect my coworkers. They will affect my community. So when I make a foolish choice and I bring on a non-preferred experience for myself, then there are other people who are going to be involved in that. So that's one of the reasons why it's a good idea to make wise choices. But and then to remember, and I think this is where I'm trying to go, to remember that even when you are in the midst of a non-preferred experience, even when you are suffering the consequences of a foolish choice, that you're not alone, that the power has not left you. There's that free will thing. And when you turn to God, when you turn to Spirit, then that's the beginnings of the steps out of the non-preferred experience. Sometimes we're in situations where literally the only choice we have is how we feel about the situation. Well, once we make that decision, then we can make the next decision, which is how do we extract ourselves from that? And so, the little bark carried down the mighty river. There we are. We are always going to be held in spirit. Always. No matter what is happening. And so that's what we want to remember. In the end, it'll be okay. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. So, yeah. It's just really short. No one has the daring to deny that there is a power protecting and caring for them. I mean, she's wrong there. Lots of people deny it, but that doesn't make it not true. This much is universally admitted, but more is revealed to the seeker after truth. They know that this power is from the Creator, because it is the Creator, the one, the only power. And again, she says, she's got Romans 13:1 in quotes there. Therefore limitless, and they firmly believe. One must believe, must know, that as easily as the river carries the little bark down the stream, so will Spirit carry them in its bosom throughout all of their experiences. And she says that, all of their experiences, whether they are preferred or non-preferred. We are always in Spirit's bosom. We are always held by Spirit. It's a nice day. The windows are open. There's a little discussion over who gets what window. So that was Gabby going, nope, this one's mine. Chico, don't tease Gabby. Gabby is 18. Chico is much younger. Like, when I say younger, Chico is somewhere between 12 and 14. I'm not sure. So still elderly for a cat, but he likes to tease her. Okay. So let's talk about non-preferred experiences there. And that's what it is. We have to remember that we will have non-preferred experiences because we have free will. We have the ability to choose, and we don't always make the best choices. But what we have to remember is that even when we make those less than best choices, and we are dealing with the consequences of our choices, Spirit's still there. God's still there. And willing to help us out of the non-preferred experiences. So, whatever you get yourself into, you can get yourself out of. And the first step will be to turn back to Spirit and go, you know what? I made a foolish choice. Help me get out. And Spirit will. All right, beloveds. That is, Nora. I forget her middle. It's Nora Holm. Holm. Nora Smith Holm. The Runner's Bibles. And like I said, 1913. It's probably available online. You might go look it up. And I think that's the mission today. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to recognize that Spirit always carries us. Always carries us. So when we're in those non-preferred situations, look around and look for Spirit. And that's honestly, that can be the first step for getting out. So that's the mission today, should we choose to accept it. All right, beloveds. The other mission I give you is the same mission I give you every day, which is the mission of self-care. It is the mission of to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. It is the spiritual practice of self-care. That's what I was trying to say. The spiritual practice of self-care. And sometimes what it looks like is I got that chiropractic adjustment today. So when I went to the park today, I just really hurt. And so we did one loop and that's it. We went home. It's like, I can't do any more than this. I can't push my body any more than this. It's clearly saying no. And so the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing I can do for myself and my partner is to go home. And I hate it because you know how much I love the park. There weren't a whole lot of squirrels. I never saw any blue jays, but the temperature also dropped. So it was in the high 60s when we were in the park. So, yeah, but it was still nice to be there. I got some squirrel pictures and I got some sunrise pictures. So we'll see if any of those are good. And then I got really excited because at one point I did see one bird and it turned out to be a mockingbird. So, so that's what loving, kind, and compassionate looks like for yourself and for others. I encourage you to practice on yourself. Okay, 1, you are your own best test subject. 2, you deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. I also want to remind you that I'm encouraging you to create a habit so that everything you do is love, kind, and compassionate for everyone. It's easy to practice on people that we love. It's easy to practice on people we don't know. It's harder to practice on ourselves. And sometimes it's really hard to practice on people we don't care for. But that's the goal. So I'm encouraging you to also create a well-worn path to the source of your own being, which is the source of infinite love, infinite kindness, infinite compassion. There's always going to be enough love, kindness, and compassion to go around. Okay? It comes from an infinite source. That's the good news. All right. And like I said, it looks like going home early from the park, but it can also look like taking a deep breath before you speak. It looks like taking that walk. It looks like taking a nap. It looks like taking a break. It looks like taking a vacation. I got one coming up. So the end of the month, super excited. So, practice on yourself. And let me remind you, one of the other things that I like to say is eat dessert first. 1, you know me, I'm a big believer that chocolate is the first step to fixing anything, but it also it's a reminder to not save the good stuff, to make the ordinary extraordinary a little more often. Use all that fancy dishware, glassware, silverware, wear the fancy clothes, go do the thing, whatever it is, especially if it's something that pushes you a little out of your comfort zone. But also remember that saying no to something that really drains you is acceptable, and no is a complete sentence. So don't save the good stuff. Eat dessert first. And then I also want to remind you that no matter what is going on in your life, joy is a quality of God. Therefore, joy is a quality of you. Please make room for joy. No matter what's going on in the world, no matter what's going on in your life, make room for joy. I've had to remind myself of that a couple of times lately. Especially with the Renaissance Festival kicking off and with Lady Pat not being there. And I'm not there. So, there's that too. So it was, yeah. So don't save the good stuff. All right. And make room for joy. Okay. The rest of the suggestions, do something to engage your mind and your body today, whatever that looks like for you. I do encourage you also to drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. I don't think I've had enough yet this morning. I encourage you also, your brain works better, your body works better, your skin looks better when you're well hydrated. I encourage you to get that early in your day bright light. We got to the park as the sun was coming up. So that's nice. Because the sunrise is now after 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's cool. So that 5 to 10 minutes between 7 and 9 It will support your vitamin D level. It will support your circadian rhythm, which is a natural hormone cycle. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. Okay. Now, if you do not have access to the sun for whatever reason, you get up before the sun, you get up way after the sun, because 7 to 9, that's the ultimate, then artificial light will help too. Just get 5 to 10 minutes of bright light on your face. Okay. It will help to stimulate those hormones and you will feel better. All right. And then my Ernest Holmes quote is, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you. You do live in heaven, right? Here, right now, it's all around us all the time. There's one source. It's all God, okay? It's a reminder to us. That quote is a reminder to us that heaven is not a place that we have to get to, but a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. And it's a state of grace. Okay, you come pre-installed with a Christ consciousness, which tells you that the kingdom of God is within you, which tells you that heaven is within you. When you learn to create that state of mind, when you learn to create that state of consciousness, nobody can take it away from you, and it can turn anywhere you are into heaven. Superpower? All right, beloveds. And you can always take him as Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice. Look for the good and praise it. Okay? You want to turn a grumpy mood around, count your blessings. It works. Look for the good and praise it. And random acts of kindness and volunteer work are other ways to really, if you're a little down and, down and out, go volunteer. It'll turn your mood around. There's science showing that. Okay. And when you count your blessings, you find more. So look for the good and praise it. All right, beloveds. Real quick through the social media, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I do encourage you. There are hours of content on both the Facebook pages and the YouTube channels. And so I encourage you and commend them to you. And if you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on the constant contact. And the hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it'll take you right to the information or to the person that can help you get it. So look out for all that. And I guess I'm at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a lift up thy cares day, a walk safely day, a recognize the one power day, a acknowledge, know that you are in the bosom of spirit day. What was the other thing that she said that was really amazing? Know easily day. Walk your own way day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved child of God. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. You are, as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, a godling. Know the truth of your being. Explore the truth of your being. It's extremely important that we spend some time getting to know us as God knows us. So peel back the layers of who you have been told you are. All of the just, religion and culture and gender and society and all of that. People that know you, people that love you, people that care about you, people that don't. All of the things that they have told you are, peel all that off and get to know who God knows you to be. That person is good. That person is cool. All right, beloveds. I'm going to remind you, Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.